Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, of everything you need to know before making a center build in NBA 2K26. So, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try this one to 1,000 likes. I do have to also say, shout out to 2K for allowing me to be part of the early access content creator tip-off, and it's what's allowing us to, provide this content right here early. So, let's get straight into this. What I actually want to show you, and I had to, gatekeep a little bit for the beginning of the video, is this right here. The cap breakers are insane. It's the first thing I want to talk about, yet it's not the first bullet point. This is a build that was made with 25 3-point. It's a pure inside, right? I made it with like driving dunk, standing dunk, gave it some layup for what we'll eventually talk about, the Bam Adebayo floaters and stuff like that, pass sack, all that. Respectable defense, eventually be able to cap break to 99 offensive rebound. And then it turns out you can cap break yourself all the way to 75 3-pointer with 5 cap breaks. So the era of like turning from an inside big man to a stretch is here. You can really just like figuratively teach your guy how to shoot mid-year with cap breakers. So you can start the year with a pure inside big man and eventually transform him into a popper, which is crazy. It really is like insane that this capability is here. And if you look at the rest of the build, the cap break potential isn't really the most insane thing you've ever seen. I would say the next best, well, probably the best technically option for the cap breaks would be to do things like this with your center build. So this is our next tip technically as well, but that's just crazy, the 3-point. I can't wait to look at that. By the way, it scales less on 6.8. I'll show you that after this as well. But the next thing I would recommend is to set yourself up with a cap like this. 94 offensive rebound is going to give you half box out beast and goal rebound chaser off rip. And then you could play yourself into a long-term play of having 5 potential cap breakers that you spend right here on the O board to get to 99 offensive rebound. So it's really good cost efficiency to go for either of those two things. And if, again, you want to set yourself up to be an inside at the beginning of the year, I will say the only drawback to this is that your mid-range will remain a 37. And we don't know how that impacts the way you would shoot in this game yet. In previous years, your mid-range has influenced like your green window on corner threes. I don't know that factually though. I just have remembered seeing that in something like 2K Toots' videos and stuff like that. But either way, on paper at the very least, this looks freaking insane. Like to have plus 50 3-point on 5 cap breaks. That's an average of 10 right there. And as you can see, it does average out to exactly, it's a median and an average. It goes 14 and 6 on both ends, and that's 20. 12 and 8 on the middle two, and that's 20. And then 10 right there in the very middle. So it quite literally finds an equilibrium right in there. But anyway, let's move along to the next part of the video. Next up, we have takeovers. They have been split up. So, and by split up, I almost even mean combined, because what they actually have done is they've made it where Rim Guardian is See the Future and Rim Protector Takeover together. So you get to see where the ball goes on a rebound, and you get to have your Rim Protector Takeover enhancement of just like better shot blocking, harder to make shots against you down below. Then Crasher is box out improvements, so it's still part of a glass take while also being brick wall improvements as well. So for the requirements off them, let me see if I can get them off the top of my head. So it's 80 and 80 on the rebounds, and then 85 strength for Crasher, and then I'm pretty sure it's 80 interior D and 85 block for the Rim Guardian. And as you can see, for the Rim Guardian takeovers, 80 interior defense, 85 block, and this is 2K Labs website we're on, also shout out to them. Just so you know, like I explained this in a video prior, but it's a little bit hard to understand off the top. These grayed out ratings are not the requirements, it's just what's being shown as a boost. The green ones are the requirements as well. So anyway, then let's look up a Crasher one. And this, oh yeah, so they had this wrong actually, but let's just scroll down to a different one. I'd explain what they had wrong, but there's no point. This is what you're looking at right here. 80 on both rebounds and 85 strength as well for the requirement. Then they'll have some takes that are like, boosting a different attribute rather than one of the requirements. But anyway, that's that for the takeovers. Simply put, keep those in mind, because they're really big. They gotta be some of the most important center ones in the game. I mean, really the two most important center ones. If you're making a popper, keep in mind that you need an 80 3-point and 80 mid-range both to get a sharpshooter takeover. So I'm not trying to, spend 5 minutes talking about the takeovers or anything like that, but just keep that in mind. Anyway, max +1s and +2s can be a good way to budget on your brick wall. I'm not going to go to the builder or anything like that for this, but I just want you to keep in mind that if you specialize in rebounding, for instance, brick wall is connected to that. That's been talked about and proven, over the last day or two. And with that means brick wall, box out beast, and rebound chaser can be used in your specialization tiers. If you want to see a video talking about the max +1, +2, and the specialization and stuff like that, I made one specifically for it. If you want to check that out, because it's a topic that can't really be described in just a matter of minutes. It definitely takes like the 20 or 30 minutes that I spent on it to get real thorough with it. But point being is, you can utilize brick wall, you can utilize rebound chaser, all types of stuff like that. And I think the right way to go about this is to make a build with Hoff, brick wall or legend brick wall naturally is very expensive. And 91 strength seems to be a very good threshold point, in my opinion. If you were to go with a 91 strength build, then use a max +2 on the brick wall, you'd be moving it from gold to legend while still maintaining the speed and like all the desirable things you want with the build that don't force it to have such crazy weight on the build. So keep that in mind, because it's a really big deal. I would like to think, and you know what, we can come over to this too. I have the right way to spend your max +1s and +2s on a list right here. If you're interested in it, essentially for like 7 footers, for instance, it'd be like posters of tier 2, which is cool for footers. You can have a high driving dunk like what I showed earlier in the video with 89 or something like that, and you could like +1 the driving dunk posterizer to like like 2 levels, go from silver to Hall of Fame or something like that. Still have things like rebound chaser, paint patroller, and then I put brick wall as white because I didn't know at the time whether it was going to be or not. But long story short, you could like, oh, and I accidentally didn't put rebound chaser as purple either. I guess the point being, think of it as if you specialize in rebound, use this archetype more as the example of like, they'll both be purple, brick wall and rebound chaser. So then you can specialize in that, never take them off, and then utilize your max +1s and +2s elsewhere as well. We'll talk more about the heights and stuff like that are also involved, because that is also something that I want to mention later in the video. And then this next bullet point, it was pretty much exactly what I was showing you guys. I will, while we're talking about this, I'm gonna load it up on my other screen real quick and just show you what the 6'8 looks like. And just what my point is, that the 6'8 for whatever reason just has less capabilities when you put that 25 3-point all the way to like 5 cap breakers worth on it. But I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty happy to see this on my 6'8 initially, because I was like, well, that's pretty cool. If I like, wanted to transition from like a pure slasher with no shooting into having like 62 3-pointer, I'd be capable of doing so. It's crazy though that the footers get to go to 75 off 5 cap breakers though. That's wild. What I might have to do is figure out the fine tuning on this and see if I could get my build right here to 40 3-pointer and then still use 5 cap breaks, and see if that then also would put me to, let's say, 75 3-pointer, because I would absolutely do that. And this is the type of stuff that you probably should know before making your build. You know what, matter of fact, let's just spend the extra time to lab and study this. So I'll just make a cut and I'll copy that exact build, but just put it to 40 3-pointer instead. Okay, for the record, I just want to show you what I had to do on that build to even do something like that. So the 15 3-pointer is quite expensive. It made me go down on defensive rebound by 9, which is, it's not a crazy trade-off, but that is obviously kind of a tough look in comparison. So maybe the 62 is more just worth, but I figured I'd just show you guys the process of this so you see what it looks like when you do it yourself. It's not hard. Just hold A on this, simple as that, and then it'll just be moving over to the city very specifically, because if you do the NBA one, it'll just force you into a My Career cutscene. Now I had to start a whole new save file on that earlier because of that. But anyway, let's go ahead and see it. This is my live reaction to it. So 43 points. So it looks like you're able to, with this, get a +31, I believe, and that would in turn put you at 71 3-point. So for putting a 15 investment into it, I was able to get, well, when I had 0 investment in it, I was able to get up to a 62 3-pointer, and for putting 15 into it, I was able to get up to a 71 3-pointer. So I guess it's up to you how you want to go about that, but it is interesting that apparently, I guess you can, we're going to be fine-tuning builds like crazy on the cap breaks, bro. Like, what I was going to say is, I guess you can really look for the right spot to put certain ratings to let you cap break into exactly where you want to, almost on some like, I don't know, figuring out how far to lead your pass in football, essentially, like trying to figure out where you need to put yourself to eventually get to that point in 5 cap breakers. But man, that's wild. We're going to have a lot of labbing to do, for sure. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm teaming up with NBA 2K Lab again this year, and like always, they have the best statistical jump shots on their website, put a ton of time into the labbing of those, and on top of that, have exact visual cues now for those jump shots they recommend to you. So first they find the exact best jump shots and put them into the data that you can use if you buy the premium. Then on top of that too, they have the ability to even just practice the jump shot if you don't want to sit in the my court, wait for a ball return, or for that matter even have to track down your own ball. And if you're not someone that wants to use the most meta jump shot of like the best green window and the absolute fastest, what you can do is plug your controller into your PC and shoot 10 shots of what feels comfortable to you, and they'll recommend you one of the jump shots that they've created as well. And again, this is a huge feature right here, the ability to take one of the custom jump shots they've recommended to you and find the exact release point of it and know exactly when to let go of your button on the controller or when to let go of the ball in your player's hands, obviously. And on top of that too, even do motion style tests, and they've got rankings of a ton of dribble moves. So if you want to check this out, like I said, go to NBA2KLab.com or the link in my description and put code LAKER for your promo code. This is going to save you about $1 per month or up to $2 depending on what length of subscription you decide to get. So when you come over to the website, you can hit the sign up tab, come over to the length of subscription you'd like to sign up for, and then hit register. And then when you do hit register, it'll create a coupon code, and you just are going to put in code LAKER right here if you'd like to as well. Now you guys absolutely feel free to sign up for whatever length of subscription you would like to do, but if you want to help me out, I make a percentage based off of the initial subscription price that you pay. So for instance, if you were to get the monthly, I'd only make a percentage off the $7.99, but if you were to do the yearly, I'd make the percentage off of that. So again, feel free to do whatever you'd like to. I don't want to pressure you any which way, but if you want to help me out just in specific, I'd really appreciate that as well. So I hope y'all enjoying the video. Let's get right back to it, but one last time, if you want to subscribe to the NBA 2K Lab Premium, just use code LAKER at checkout for 20% off. Anyway, that's all. Let's get back to the video now. Anyway, next up on the list is add something to the bag. Don't just be a set my screen, get my board kind of guy where your teammate is just having you like, you know, he's chucking up shots. You're just there to set screens, get rebounds like some classic twos big. Now, I mean, that's a possible style for twos, but I don't think that type of style really correlates well to Park, I guess. Like threes, maybe it's just threes in specific that I'm talking about, because to be fair, you could be that style on Pro-Am. You could just be a guy that sets good screens, gets rebounds, and that's your role. You could be a dropper, play good, you know, paint defense and stuff, be good on your rotations, stuff like that, be a decent passer. But I think what I mean more so is for Park, bring something else to the table. Bring shooting, you know, finishing, or being an elite, like versatile defender on Park. You don't want to be the guy who's just a seven foot big man who can't slash with the ball in his hands. He can't really create anything in the first place, can't shoot, and doesn't bring anything to the table defensively, because when you get stuck on the other team's big man and you're putting that pick and roll, you can't bring anything to the table yourself as a pick and roll defender. So try and bring something to the table as far as like another thing other than just setting screens and getting rebounds when it comes to Park. But again, I guess for Pro-Am, you really could get away with just being that kind of a guy. Anyway, for dribble style, we got Giannis. Only one is worth, and it's 55 speed with ball requirement if you want to be a type of guy that's putting the ball on the floor and bring something else to the table. And same with on the driving lay, bam, floater. This is a big deal. It's a really good thing. And we'll test more layup animations as well as we go, but this is what I know for now. And I'm gonna just take you guys over to the My NBA where I've put these animations on people, because I haven't really made a build yet like that I've locked in. But what I do want to do is the one that has the bam floater also has Giannis dribble style. So this is how you look moving around with the Giannis dribble style on Jokic of all people. Like, so obviously his speed with ball, let's just give you a little thing for comparison. Hopefully they don't hit me with a bunch of crazy pop-ups. He, for speed with ball, has 60 for reference. So it'd be very similar to the type of build that you would make with a 55 speed with ball or something like that. And you'd be able to move pretty much like this, which I understand maybe isn't the craziest or anything like that, but in comparison to how you would move with anything else, it is not good. Like, everything else is going to make you move pretty slow, and every other dribble style is just really bad. So then on top of that too, I should probably do this with the right hand with him because he's right-handed, but the bam floater, great. I mean, I don't know how much of this you really have to see for you to believe in it, but as you can see, the range on this is crazy. So if you want to see more stuff like this, the dribble style test, the floaters and stuff like that, feel free to check out my channel and look for other videos that are like that. We'll have way more detailed stuff like this in the future on the channel as well. I'll be looking into all types of animations and stuff like that. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try this 1 to 1,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video and you want to show your support that you did, put float or put big in the comments to show your support to the all the way through. Anyway, hey, if you want to check out any other videos we've done of this, I've been talking about things you need to know before making a guard build, a lock build. I might even do a stretch, a slasher. I'm trying to hit all the styles first so that you guys know what to do with your own builds. and then I might start suggesting builds by tomorrow or late tonight or something like that, when I have more of a grasp on the gameplay and how I feel about, like, you know, all the builds in particular. I don't want to rush anything, so I want to let out all the stuff that I do know currently and that I can help you with before hopping on here tomorrow making your own build. But anyway, it's off video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.